Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. I am Rini Mehta from CCL Tutorials Aussies Group, and I welcome all of you here for this session. This is a live masterclass, and you all will be understanding about NAATI CCL exam. We'll give you an insight about how the preparation is done, what you can practice with the understanding, and how you can clear this exam in easy go. So it's a very easy technique. We just need to understand the technicalities in the exam and we will be able to understand it easily. So this exam is done on the computer from the comfort of your home, and you can give this exam anytime whenever you feel comfortable. You can just book for the exam. If you get the time and date of the slot which you want, you can just give this exam from the comfort of your home. Right. And there are some strategies which can help you to clear this in one shot. This exam gives us 5 extra points towards the PR, and it can be used in the Australian PR 5 point system, where you can increase your point system and you can get the PR earlier, and that helps us to understand the scenario where immigration will give the invite and everything. So this helps us to settle in Australia, and this exam is very useful. It can be given from any part from anywhere in the world because it is an online exam. What you just need is 2 devices, that is one computer and a second device would act as a secondary camera, and that could be used a mobile or a tablet. For more details about these devices and proctor exam on which this exam is taken, we'll consider it in the end of the session. The session will start just like a live masterclass where I will guide you how we at CCL Tutorials Aussies Group take these sessions and how we help others to understand the things in the exam, technicalities involved, repeat or any other correction tool. How should the translation be? It should be idiomatic translation. What are the important vocabulary words which you can check in this exam? There will be 2 dialogues in the exam, dialogue 1 and dialogue 2. You just have to translate these dialogues in your language, that is language other than English. So each dialogue carries 2 parts, like segment 1, if it is in English, segment 2 will be in Hindi or the language other than English. It can be Punjabi, it can be Tamil, Nepali, whatever is your chosen language. It can be Urdu. There are 40 languages available, more than 40 available in this exam. You can select your favorite, your own comfortable language. So what is basic here is that you are given a question, you have to just translate. There will be 2 questions, each question marked for 45 marks. And let's see what is the technique. Just to clear this exam, you need 63 in total out of 90 mark. And a particular one more clause is there. Each dialogue should be minimum 29. Let's see and understand what are the technicalities. First of all, I'll guide about this exam. Then I will share my screen for our website, CCL Tutorials. So let's check it here, how we understand these exam completely and easily. So I am starting this live class and hopefully you all will be able to see it very easily and we will be able to understand what are the techniques to understand this session. All right. I hope you can see my screen now. And this is our explanation of the live class. But before that, let me introduce our journey so far for this exam. The journey is very simple. We have 45K plus registered CCL test takers and 800 plus joint online coaching. So if you can see here, out of like 70% students out of the whole, they got 79 plus score in CCL. And 20K plus Android app users are there. And with us, iOS app users are 27K plus. Our app rating is 4.7 star, and we have a Telegram community, the CCL Tutorials Telegram group. And here we can see that 1.5 thousand, more than 1.5 thousand people are in the group from all over the world. They discuss their doubts, they discuss their journey, and they talk to us in the group as well. So let's start. And here we will be understanding about what type of question could be there. There will be 2 dialogues, basically half in English and half in the chosen language. Language other than English is referred to as LOTE. The dialogue is further divided into different segments, and each segment is of maximum 35 words. So it is expected that it is completed in 20 minutes, but an additional 15 minutes is given to read the instruction now. So overall, you can do this question in this exam in 30 to 35 minutes. And next thing, which is the topics covered. There are 12 topics in the exam which are covered, and you need to cover these topics to understand about the strategies and the pattern. The topics covered here could be these 12, but they relate to the Australian real life society and the Australian scenario. You can see here business, consumer affairs, employment, health, immigration, settlement, legal, community, education, financial, housing, insurance, and social services. So basically, for example, if a dialogue comes in your exam regarding the business related topic, so what they can give you in exam, they can give you a conversation between a shopkeeper and a customer, and they are talking in English and language other than English. So you will be the interpreter and you will translate both of their segments and you will convey their message from here to there. The main thing is that, are you conveying the message properly? If you are not doing any other distortion, omission, addition, or any other type of inaccuracy, then you will be given pass very easily. However, if you do any of such deductive marking, it might lead to a fail. So we need to talk about how we translate, and we need to check in that these elements which I just talked about are not there in your translations. So this is a special class where I belong to Aussie's group CCL tutorials, and my name is Rini Mehta for those who joined in late, and I am a Hindi coach here. So I do take English to Hindi, and we do have many other languages. We do have Punjabi, Tamil, and you can all talk to our coordinators and all. But what I'm trying to say here is that I will be mainly taking English in this topic. And a few places you can, in the end of the session, you can talk about your queries with me. I'll take a question and answer session, and I'll take all of your questions in the end of the session. So please stay in the session to discuss and talk to me about any special thing if you have during the session or you want to ask something. But however, you can keep writing in the chat box if you feel anything that you want to talk to me. I'll take all the questions in the end of the session. Okay, let's come back to the main thing, that there are 12 topics covered. You will be given 2 topics in exam. For example, let us say there is a health topic. So there is a conversation between a doctor and a patient. So the doctor, let's say there is a dentist and the patient is going for a root canal. So the patient is asking something to the doctor, and the patient might say in their own language, but doctor will reply in English, or it can be vice versa. But mostly it is like that. You have to understand the technicalities of those terminologies in both the languages, right? For example, if I am saying root canal, so root canal in English could be translated in the Lote in many different ways, right? For example, if I say that please come in and have a seat, you can translate it in your language very easily. So these are normal conversations, but they are particular topic related conversations as well. Today, we'll check all these through the next coming slides, how to understand about community, what could be asked in housing. We'll check it again in a while through our next slides. Okay, let's move to the next thing. What is the test assessment type? There are 2 significant factors which are required, that is language quality and language register. As I mentioned, if your translation is robotic, it is a fail. So you must learn to translate in an idiomatic manner. If you don't translate in an idiomatic manner at this point, the language quality and register goes to 0 and it's a fail. So we will learn in a while how to transfer the meaning and what would be the level of formality for this translation. The errors which can deduct your score in exam could be inaccuracy, distortion, omissions, and insertions. We'll discuss more about these through example when I translate in front of you, and when I do the questions, you will be able to understand how to do these, how to avoid these deductive marking technique. Okay. The test result, there will be 2 dialogues, dialogue number 1 and dialogue number 2. These both of them are 45 marks each. So a total of 90 marks will be awarded for your exam. So if you are seeing that a total of 90 is there, how much marks you should get to minimum to pass this exam. So at least 29 in each dialogue. Dialogue 1 should be scored at least 29. And if second is also 29, it's a fail because we also need a total of 63 out of 90. So at least in one of the dialogue, you should score either 34 to make it a 63, right? So if either you can do like this or a combination like second dialogue 30 and first dialogue 33, whatever it is, minimum 29 in both and a total of 63 is a pass. There are many tools awarded in this exam, repeat and correction tool. You can take one repeat for free without any penalty per dialogue. However, any further repetition will be marked for a penalty. Correction could be very simple. It is not penalized and you can just correct yourself by saying, sorry, I'll say that part again, or just sorry, or you can just say correction. However, you must notice that self-checking of the segment is not allowed, right? So self-checking or repeated checking again and again will lead to a fail. So there is a limit to this, which you can understand when we translate. You will be able to understand what is repeated reworking. Okay, now we start the session with the vocabulary. In our CCL tutorials class, when we start the topic, we take one topic each day. For example, if we talk about a particular topic out of 12 topics, if the topic is regarding immigration, so you can learn that in Hindi, immigration is a pravasan. In Punjabi and Nepali, I have also written here. Whatever is your lote, you will learn that vocabulary in your own language. If I'm saying insurance, so it is a very important word. You can get this word in your question. You are supposed to translate it in your own lote language. Let's say in Hindi, you will say bima. So you must understand these important vocabulary words which can come in your exam. For example, solicitor. Solicitor is a very common word in Australian society. In normal Hindi or normal other languages, we know it by advocate or lawyer. But solicitor is often used in Australian society. So you will see this word again and again. That is vakil, right? There are many other words regarding these vocabulary. For example, Migration Review Tribunal. Let me introduce this word. MRT is the shortcut of this word. What is Migration Review Tribunal? So if a person is applying for a visa, and let's say the visa got rejected in Australian society, let's say the DIBP, the immigration department, rejected the visa. So the person can go to the court and the court can discuss about their visa, why they got rejected. And the court can then take again the discussion or take again all the important documents and decide whether the person should be given the visa or not. So that court is named as Migration Review Tribunal. And you can get this in your exam. In Hindi, we say it as Pravasan Samiksha Nyayadhikaran. If you get a health-related question, the word surgery could be important. The word diabetes, names of the diseases like cancer, diabetes, what do we say in the Lote language, or parts of the health-related organs like body-related organs like kidney, what do we say kidney in Hindi, or lungs, what do we say lungs in Hindi. So we need to understand all these important vocabulary words. There could be employment-related vocabulary where discrimination, employee, these words can come. There could be insurance-related vocabulary like compensation, claim. These words could be there. And there are simple words like just as simple as it is fortnightly. I have written pakshik here. You can say many different vocabulary words. You can use any word, but you must know what to use it here. Right. And what are the recent exam dialogue topics? As I mentioned in the starting as well, that we'll be discussing some dialogue topics. These are repeated. So we at CCL tutorials, we provide the prediction file and exam memories and all these things. What are the repeated questions? We do take most of them in our class. So you can see the recent exam questions included boat hire dialogue, a dishwasher repair conversation was there. This is the most common. It comes in every exam, parent-teacher meeting, right? There will be a parent, there will be a teacher, they are meeting together. Real estate agent and tenant conversation, advertisement of restaurant, car insurance, extension for submitting essay, waste disposal in the council. All these questions are there, but today I'm going to give you one question for today's translation. We'll check it in a while. Just before that, I'll tell you we do guide in our coaching about these strategies according to the curriculum. You will understand what is note making. In this, we discuss about tree chart, spider web technique, what is alternate technique, and flow chart with shortcuts. However, today, as the time does not allow me to explain all the things in detail, I would just like to say here that this note making is allowed in exam. So we do take these techniques where, for example, in tree chart, I will just make a box in between and I will write the name of the dialogue. And then I will write English dialogues here on the left-hand side. I'll write the scenario in the box, English on the left-hand side and Lote in the right-hand side. It could be Hindi, Punjabi, Tamil, Gujarati, Urdu, Nepali, Sinhalese, Mandarin, anything, whatever is your language of preference. You can take the spider web technique also. In this, we prepare the middle part of the box, and there are many different arrows coming out of the box. And this is just like a spider, and we start writing the translation from any part of the segment. For example, English, if you're writing. Only one thing we add here is that if after English you are taking the Lote language, one thing we add here is after English, we write the capital letter in which we are supposed to translate the language. There are many other techniques we'll discuss in coming sessions. Right, visualization also helps. Sometimes we don't do note making because sometimes some people cannot take all the notes in one go and they miss the segment. For that, we focus on speaking fluently, objectify the question, connect with the context, and make a storyline. So these are all the technique. Let me translate one question in front of you. I'm just setting an example for understanding about the techniques where we are translating in between the segments. Like I have written here Hindi, but when I translate, you will be able to understand it in English as well. So don't worry, if you don't know Hindi, you can still understand when I translate, right? I'm just showing you how it can be done. First of all, there is nothing written in exam on screen. You will be given a question where the audio is played, right? So I'll be doing it that way as well. I'm just showing you that the scenario will be there in exam first of all. For example, this is the dialogue between Officer Vaughn and Mr. Rahul, who is calling to report a recent robbery at his place. The dialogue begins now. Segment number 1, it contains 15 words and it contains the Vaughn Inspector Officer Vaughn is starting the question and he is speaking in English. So the first segment which you will hear is a conversation between Vaughn and Rahul. So Vaughn is saying, "Hello, this is Officer Vaughn from NSW Police Force. How can I help you today?" You just have to translate in your own language. If you do not understand Hindi, please don't worry. You can understand how fluently I'm speaking, right? Please check my translations. Hello, this is Officer Vaughn from NSW Police Force. How can I help you today? नमस्ते, मैं NSW पुलिस दल से अफसर वॉन बोल रहा हूँ. आज मैं आपकी कैसे मदद कर सकता हूँ? नमस्ते अफसर जी, मैं जब शाम को काम से घर वापस आया तो देखा कि मेरे घर में किसी ने सेंध लगा दिए. मैं अपने घर में हुई चोरी की रिपोर्ट लिखवाना चाहता हूँ. Hello, officer. When I returned back from work in the evening to my house, then I saw that there is someone who robbed my house. I just want to report that robbery which is there in my house. Then Officer Vaughn says, "Oh, sure, I can help you with this. Can you please give me a bit more detail, like what time did you notice that you have been robbed and what all was taken?" अच्छा, जरूर, मैं आपकी इसमें मदद कर सकता हूँ. कृपया क्या आप मुझे और विस्तार से बताएंगे कि आपको ये कब पता चला कि आपके घर पे चोरी हुई है और क्या कुछ चोरी हो गया है? Then Rahul says, मैं जब शाम को 6 बजे घर पहुंचा तो मैंने देखा कि घर के बाहर का ताला टूटा हुआ था. मैंने अपने पड़ोसी मित्र को फोन किया और उसके आ जाने पर हम एक साथ अंदर गए. When I reached at 6 o'clock at my house, then I saw that the front door lock of my house was broken. I just called my neighborhood friend, and when he came, we got inside the house. And did you see anyone inside? What all was stolen? और क्या आपने अंदर किसी को देखा? क्या कुछ चोरी हो गया था? नहीं, उस समय अंदर कोई नहीं था, लेकिन घर में से मेरा एक लैपटॉप, एक आईपैड और पत्नी के कुछ जवाहरात भी चोरी हो गए. कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा कि अब हम क्या करें. No, at the time no one was inside the house, but there was one laptop, one iPad and my wife's few jewelry which was taken. I do not understand. What should I do now? Now here I just presented a way of translation in English and the Loti language. I chose your Hindi. You can choose your language. You can translate in. So you just saw an example of the alternate segments, right? First segment, if it is in English, next segment will be in your language. Then, so you have to translate English to Loti. Then second segment comes in Loti. You have to translate it in English, right? When I was translating anywhere of the part of the audio, I was speaking in English. So I think you got the context. The main problem with this exam is that if you break your fluency while translation or you give or submit robotic answers, it's a fail. So addition is adding extra information. For example, let me show you what is an addition. For example, if the person is saying, that's terrible, is this the first time you have been robbed? And do you doubt anyone doing this act to you? So if you're adding some extra information and the person is speaking, that's a clear-cut fail, right? But let me show you how it could be avoided. So if you are listening to the audio, there are techniques which you can use to avoid that, and you can translate it easily. First thing first, you are given a repeat. Repeat means you can play the dialogue. How to take a repeat? There are some technicalities involved in that as well. I'll show you once I finish this part, and then I'll show you how to do repeat and correction in a while, and what are idiomatic translations by doing the real exam pattern question, what we do in class every day. Okay, so you see Rahul, then one, and but this segment contains the phone number and the address, right? You can see here the number and the address here. This is the main segment, and I mostly allow people to take the free repeat, which is given by NAATI in such type of segments where you get the number or address. Because if you miss this number, let's say if the person is trying to call you, call on this number, and if you translate the wrong number, they will not be able to contact again. So there are special marks for number, addresses, any particular name, and so we must take a free repeat at this point, right? But however, let's say there was a big segment and you just thought to take a repeat there because you missed some part of the audio, you took a repeat there. That's okay. You can take a repeat. Second repeat will be penalized. But however, let's say if the question is a 5 mark, if you take a repeat, you will be losing 1 mark only. Still, you can gain 4 marks. So I recommend to take the second repeat as well, if and when necessary. Right, let's do it with the real exam pattern which NAATI CCL tutorials provide you. And we at CCL tutorials do discuss all these things on our app and our website as well. I'll come to this PPT again and I'll explain more. Please, it is in continuation, but before that, I am going to show you about our natural pattern. This is our website. And if you go to the dashboard on the website, you will see that we do provide this vocabulary section is there. We have topic-wise vocab bank and the common vocab bank. You can use all these material. We do provide Telegram group access specialized for each group coaching batch. And these Telegram group access will help you and allow you to contact the tutor by chatting. So you can just chat with the tutor in the Telegram when you're preparing and if you're facing any difficulty, you can just message in the Telegram. And you can also record your audios and everything to post in there. Then we do provide sample tests. These are there to introduce you with the pattern of the exam. Then we have reading materials in which we include the real exam questions, some extra vocabulary to go through. You cannot be an encyclopedia, right? So we give you the important vocabulary which can be learned very easily and used in the exam. But the main part of the class will always be a practice test. So we do a practice test every day in class where we do discuss it with you. The students also translate in front of the teachers, and the tutors can catch and find out the deductive marking or any other mistake. Let me do this question with all of you. And as you can see on my screen, I am doing a real exam pattern mock test. And this mock test gives you the idea of the buttons, which will be there in your exam. There is nothing written on the exam, right? This is, however, Hindi and English conversation. You can choose Punjabi, you can choose Tamil, you can choose the language of your preference on our website. There's a button to choose language. If you choose Punjabi, the mock test will play in Punjabi and English. If you choose Nepali, the mock test will play in Nepali and English. So this is what is a comfortable zone. I'm just now giving you a sample of this mock test. This is just like real exam. In real exam, you will see that there will be a scenario, and if you press this start button, the question will be played, right? So let me show you how the question will come. And there is nothing written on the screen. You just have to listen and translate. That makes the task more challenging, because what if you miss the information, and what if you are not able to understand what the person is saying? So let me play the question and let me start this. Once you listen to the question, the start button will convert to finish button and you will see attempt one. I'm not translating it right now. I'm showing you how to take a repeat in exam and what would be asked to you to do this in the exam. Let's play a question. Okay, this will be your real exam scenario. The dialogue will be like, you will get the scenario first, that the following dialogue takes place between receptionist Jenny Simpson at Hilton Hotel and a Hindi speaking Miss Ria, who is personal secretary of Bollywood actor Shah Rukh Khan. Ms. Ria wants to book a room in a hotel for Mr. Shah Rukh Khan's stay in Melbourne. Let's start the question.
Good morning. Thank you for calling Hilton Hotel. This is Jenny Simpson speaking. How can I help you today?
After the beep, you will present your translation and you will click finish attempt. However, notice that it's attempt one. So you are translating your answer in attempt one. Once you translate, you have to click finish button. So I'll show you again once we do this question. So basically, now your translation will be stored. And so in exam also, you will see this please wait button, where your answer will be stored in few seconds. And once it is stored, the next button is there in the bottom. You can see 1 of 10 in the bottom. This is segment number 1. If you click next, you will be able to go to segment number 2. Again, start button will be there. You have to translate by saying this. So this is the real exam pattern. Let's do one question. So this is attempt 1. Translations will be attempt 1 in the attempt 1, right? So let me share the translations with all of you. I am doing one question. I'll be translating Hindi. You all can just stay muted and try to translate in your local language and check which word was tough for you, which you are not able to get it. You can just write that word in this chat box and later on we will discuss about that word. Okay, let's check it here. I'm playing the question now. Listen carefully, and those who want to do note making, they can write down on the paper. The papers are allowed in exam. You can take A4 size 8 to 10 papers in exam. You can keep it with you, but you have to show to the examiner before that, so it should be plain, right? And once you listen to the question, you can either write, you can mix the strategy, listen half of the question, half of the part you can write there. However, we do guide about all these strategies in our classroom according to the syllabus that we have. Okay, let's start the question. Get ready to listen to the question now.
Good morning. Thank you for calling Hilton Hotel. This is Jenny Simpson speaking. How can I help you today?
सुप्रभात, हिल्टन होटल में संपर्क करने के लिए शुक्रिया। मैं जेनी सिम्पसन हूँ। आज मैं आपकी किस तरह से मदद कर सकती हूँ? Answer submitted. Click finish. Attempt 1 answer stored. I am clicking next. Next question will come in Hindi. For those who are opting for Punjabi, it will come in Punjabi for you. And for those who are opting for any other language, it will come in your language, right? Let me play it and you can understand in English, right? When I translate, you will be able to see what I'm translating in English and then you can use that in the question, right? Okay, let's play.
नमस्ते, मेरा नाम रिया है और मैं बॉलीवुड अभिनेता शाहरुख खान जी की निजी सेक्रेटरी हूँ। मुझे आपके होटल में उनकी मेलबर्न की अगली यात्रा पर 3 रातों के लिए कमरे बुक करने हैं।
Hello, my name is Ria and I'm the personal secretary of Mr. Shah Rukh Khan. I want to book rooms for 3 nights in your hotel for Mr. Shah Rukh Khan for his visit in the Melbourne. Here I did an addition. What I added here, and that is deductive marking. I knowingly added Mr. Shah Rukh Khan in the end part of the question. If a person thinks that they have done wrong, they might try to submit one more attempt where they will play the question again and submit their answer in attempt 2. In that scenario, the examiner is given the option to just check attempt 1 only. So if you are translating, whatever you are translating in attempt 1, whether it is half or 1, 2 words or anything, it will be checked in attempt 1 only. So make sure, don't give multiple attempts, just attempt one time, whatever it is, it will be checked if you have started the translation. So then where is the repeat button? How to take a repeat in exam? What is the way in which you need to take a repeat? Let me show you how to take a repeat. To take a repeat, when the question starts, I'm going to share the next question with you. And when the question starts, you just have to press the start button. Question will be played. Attempt 1 should be left blank. Don't say anything in attempt 1 and finish the segment. Then again play the question and in attempt 2 submit your answer. In case of 2 attempts, if attempt 1 is blank, it is considered as a repeat, right? Because there is no one in the examination that will tell you that this is a repeat or okay, I'll play the question for you and all that. Okay, so let me share here. I am starting the question and I am doing this for a repeat.
Certainly, I can help you with that. Can you please tell me the dates he is planning to visit? Also, how many other guests will accompany him? Certainly, I can help you with that. Can you please tell me the dates he is planning to visit? Also, how many other guests will accompany him?
जी बिल्कुल, मैं आपकी इसमें मदद कर सकती हूँ। इसके लिए कि आप मुझे उनकी आने की तारीख बता सकते हैं और उनके साथ कितने मेहमान आने वाले हैं। Finish segment. Your answer is now submitted in attempt 2. And so attempt 1 is blank, so it is considered as a repeat. This was the free. If there are 10 segments, out of these, in any one segment, you can take one free repeat, not in every segment, right? In any one segment. And then for the next segment, if you take a repeat, that will be penalized. The first repeat was free. From here onwards, anywhere you take a free repeat, it is penalized. Do not take more than 4 or 5 segments, right? And these are the techniques which we need to understand. Now, one more thing before we understand the pattern and finalize this question, what is correction tool and what is an idiomatic translation? So if I say, please come in and have a seat, means you will translate in your own language where you will not use, literally you will not translate the meaning of seat. Seat, for example, in Hindi is kursi. You will not say, kursi utha lo. Yeah, please take a seat, kursi utha lo. You will not say, literally you will not say take a seat. You will say, please sit down. It meant, please take a seat means, please sit down. So you have to translate the meaning, and that is known as idiomatic translation. So let's check it here. One more thing, last thing, that what is a correction tool and how it can be used in exam. So this question I'm playing and I'm translating this question, but I will knowingly do some mistake in this. And then I will correct myself using the correction tool. Let us understand that.
वो मेलबर्न तकरीबन 1:30 बजे पहुंचेंगे और उसी वक्त चेक इन करना चाहेंगे। उनके साथ 6 कर्मचारी सदस्य होंगे, इसलिए हमें कुल 4 कमरे चाहिए। क्या यह मुमकिन है?
He will arrive in the Melbourne at around 1:30 p.m. and he would like to check in at that time. He will be accompanied by 6 other members and we need 5 rooms in that total. Correction, we need 4 rooms in total. Is that possible? So I said 5 rooms. Oh, sorry, finish attempt. Your answer will be submitted in attempt 1. I said 5 rooms first. Then I realized, no, she was asking for 4 rooms. So I said correction. And then I corrected myself 4 rooms. That is allowed. There is no deductive marking, no marks cut, and you can correct yourself. However, if you do it a lot of times in every segment, it will be considered as repeated reworking. So restrict yourself to the correction tool used to a particular limit and understand that there is a repeated reworking which can affect your result. And even though you are translating perfectly, you will get less score. In our classroom sessions, we do listen to students' translation as well. So for a while, I will just allow 2 people to translate here. If you want to translate, first listen to the question. If you think you can translate easily with me, just raise your hand. I will allow you to unmute and translate. Right, but I will, or rather write yes in the chat box. Whoever is writing first yes, I will allow them to just go through this question, right? Okay, let's start. I hope you all are ready to listen to the next segment. And this next segment will be played in English. You can translate in any local language. I'm not checking right now. I'm just giving you the example how it will be checked in class. However, if you're translating in Hindi, I can check right now. Okay. So let's start. Get ready to listen to this question and translate as much as you can.
Yes, it is definitely possible. I can make a booking for you in advance. Can you also tell me what kind of rooms you are looking for? We have single and double rooms and deluxe suites.
Yeah, anyone who would like to translate this, write yes in the chat box. I can replay the question if you want. You heard the question. Anyone who would like to go with the translations? Okay, we'll do this in the end, right? Okay. So yeah, like this, we listen to the students' translation, we identify where they are missing, whatever deductive marking is there. If they wish to translate, they can. If they don't wish to translate, if they're busy, if they're attending the class. Okay, great, Aditya. I would give this segment to you, and yeah, we will unmute you. Yeah. Okay. So yes. And in this, when people translate, we listen to the translations and then we guide them to avoid the distortion. However, if someone wants to translate the complete dialogue, we do that as well in the class, as well as you can record the dialogue and send to the tutors in Telegram for checking, and your answers will be checked. So whenever you are free, you can just give us the translations, right? Okay, I will allow Aditya to translate here. Okay, Aditya, just give me a second.
Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, can you repeat the...
Yeah, sure, I'll repeat it. Sure.
Yes, it is definitely possible. I can make a booking for you in advance. Can you also tell me what kind of rooms you are looking for? We have single and double rooms and deluxe suites.
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल संभव है. क्या आप मुझे कृपया करके बता सकते हैं कि आप किस टाइप का कमरा देख रहे हैं, सिंगल कमरा या डीलक्स कमरा? I think, ma'am, I missed the first half when it says, yes, I can definitely help you with this booking.
Yeah, you missed the part. It is omission. I can make a booking in advance for you.
In
so
advance.
When you were translating, we can say, मैं आपके लिए पहले से आरक्षण कर दूंगा. So booking word should be translated in the language and like that. So yes, there was omission. Second thing, there was a scope of using correction tool. When you said please in English, and then you corrected yourself in Hindi, that krapya. So there you must insert the tool, correction tool, correction, krapya, like that. So it will not be counted as a repeated reworking. If you just translate without saying correction, it is first point towards repeated reworking. If 4-5 points are there, they directly give fail. So yes, we need to improve on that. But thank you so much, Aditya, for coming forward to translate this. Thank you so much. It was wonderful translation in one shot. But yes, I would recommend to just practice. And you got the thing that you got the omission. So with practice, it can be removed easily when I plan the strategy. So what we do in class, we guide the students where they are lacking, how can be improved. And it is personalized because every person have their way of improvement. So we plan the strategy, we guide them, and we see that in most of the classes in 10-12 days, people are able to translate very easily and perfectly. So very nice attempt. Thank you, Aditya, for coming forward for this translation. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we'll continue here and I will just take you back. This is the sample. We do complete dialogue translation in class as well. And I'll take you all of you back to the question where I will explain about CCL tutorials. We have app where we provide all these mock tests and some reading material, vocabulary, everything is there in the app. You can do it, use it from the comfort of your home, wherever if you're traveling, just open the mobile and start practicing like that. We do have the website. In this website, we do have CCL guidebook, vocab bank, tips and strategies, mock test. You can check your eligibility, real-time test condition, and there are many other things involved. We provide Telegram, YouTube, Facebook, and many other platforms like Instagram, LinkedIn. You can check CCL tutorials everywhere. You can contact us. You can check our reels. Instagram reels are posted every time. You can check Telegram communities there. You can contact us for all admission related queries. If you want to join in for the coaching, you can just call or WhatsApp us on this number. So please note down this number if you wish to contact. Here, the coordinators are here in the group as well. You can just write in the chat box that you want to join the coaching. Our team will contact you very soon, right? So this is the number. You can just contact us on this. You can WhatsApp us here, and the team will get back to you for the coaching. And you can choose your selected language. It is not only Hindi, it is Punjabi, it is Nepali. So you can just message on the WhatsApp, right? Okay, and before we end the session, I would start the Q&A session, the question and answer session. But when we go to that session, the main thing is that when I'll be talking to you, I'll take all the questions, but you can also talk to us regarding the any other queries like immigration or these group involved with all these things. We do provide many facilities regarding immigration. So we do have our counselors here. If you wish to talk to anyone, you can just write. Our team will contact back to you, right? So let's take the doubt sessions here. And when we take the doubt session, when I start the question, you can either write in the chat box or you can just raise your hand, the team, or I will allow you to unmute. Just before we move to that part, please stay in the session. Before we move to that part, I would just tell you, I am launching this poll question. Please check the question and submit your answers, whatever you choose, right? I have given you the poll question. Please check the question and submit your answer here. This is our question number 1. And you have to just select, the question says, which language can you translate more efficiently? You can English more efficiently or the Loti language. Okay, I got 100% for English. That's a good response. Yeah, but it is very important that we translate in Loti as well, because both are checked. If we just give English translation, it will not be a pass. How to improve in Loti language? I'll just give the hint. Learn the main jargon words, vocabulary words, what can come in exam, and do repeated questions. You will surely see the same questions or related questions in your exam. Okay, let's start with the question number 2. And I will give you question number 2 now, and you will be able to understand the second part of the question, right? Okay, I have shared the results as well, and you will be able to check the questions very easily. Okay, let's do poll question number 2. The question says, how many types of real life scenarios from Australian society can be asked in the NAATI CCL examination? I explained it initially in the start of the slide. How many types of scenarios will be there in your exam? Okay, so there are, let me tell you, I'm receiving the responses, so keep typing. How many scenarios, Australian society, real life scenarios will be there in your exam? For example, health, then consumer affairs, then housing, then education, employment, all these, how many types are there? Okay, we'll end the poll now. And the correct answer for this is 12. There are 12 society related scenarios which can be asked in your exam. Let's go for question number 3. We are doing third question, and the third question asks you, per dialogue, how many repeats are free? If you have checked the session, in the session we asked about repeat, we discussed about that. How many per dialogue, how many repeats are free? 1 or 2 per dialogue? Okay, yes. I guess everyone answered the question. Yeah, okay. Please do answer it. Okay, wonderful. Let me share the result and then I'll give you the correct answer. Per dialogue, you are given 1 repeat free. For any further repeat, you will be penalized. So per dialogue, it is 1. Yes. Okay, wonderful. Next, we are doing one more question for this. You will understand that what I discussed in the exam, in the scenarios, you will be able to do it with me. The next question is, what is the minimum score required to pass the NAATI CCL examination? 58, or 63, minimum score required to pass this examination. Okay, I got all 100% for, okay, yeah. So yes, the answer is 63. How much you require? 63 out of 90. So to pass this exam, 29 in dialogue 1, 29 in dialogue 2, and you need a total of 63 to pass this exam. Okay, last question, and then we'll take the Q&A session. So the last question is that, how will the question appear in the NAATI CCL examination? Will it be a text in front of you, or will it be an audio played in your exam? Okay, yeah, please, everyone, I'm looking forward for the answer from all of you. Right, this is as simple as it is. I showed in the classroom that first I did the translation for the understanding purpose by looking on the PDF. But then I said that the correct answer for this question, that in your exam, you will never get anything written on the screen. Always there will be an audio that will be played. Thank you so much. That was 100% audio answer. And that was a wonderful poll result. And that was a wonderful way to understand this. I'm glad you all are able to understand the questions easily and the topics easily. So here we have ended the session. And I would like your reviews. Leave your session review. The link will be posted here in the chat box. Please, if you like the session or any other review, help us to improve by posting the review in the link. And I'll take the question and answer session from now, and you can ask your questions to me. And I'm Rini Mehta, and I am here by stopping this session. We are moving forward for the Q&A session. Okay, that was a wonderful thing to understand and a wonderful way to know about CCL tutorial classes. This was a master class, and I am the expert Hindi tutor here. We do have many other languages and coaching provided by CCL tutorials. Okay, so let's start the Q&A session. So, okay, I can see the question here. Yeah, keep writing. Anything you want to ask about this class, or in general, NAATI CCL exam, if you have any doubt, I do assume you must have understood all the things very clearly. But there are many other things like proctor exam or any other thing, if you want to ask about how the exam could be given, I can discuss with that as well. Okay, so let me ask you all a question. Do you know what is a proctor exam and how the proctor app will help you to do this exam? Okay. Yes, okay, so I'll tell them here clearly that you will have to set up your devices in the classroom, in the room, and you will have to keep your camera on during the exam. So if you're giving the exam on laptop, there will be an email from NAATI just 7 days before your exam. And on this email, they will give you the proctor app link. You have to do first initial setup 7 days before the exam. And once you do the setup, you will have to download, you'll have to click on the link. The link will allow you to add extension for proctor app. So proctor app extension will be added on your screen, and then your screen will be checked for internet connection, for mic, and many other things, whether you can share the screen or not. All these things will be checked. And after that, when you move to the examination days, when you move forward towards your examination, on the day of examination, you will have to click another link provided by NAATI in the email. Once you click that link, you will be able to start your exam. But before that, you will have to do a pre-exam setup where you will have to keep the secondary camera in the background. If there is a camera in the background, you will have to adjust it in such a way that your complete room is visible to them. So you are providing a proctored camera setup where they can see that no one is helping you. You are just giving it very clearly, very easily, without any help, no cheating. You will have to sit in a 4-walled closed room, and it is must, you cannot sit in an open hall or a passage. You have to sit in a 4-walled room. Connection should be perfect, and the mobile which is kept in the background is connected to the laptop or the PC through a QR code. So during the exam, first pre-exam setup will be done, in which you will be given a QR code. You have to download Proctor app in your mobile, show the QR code to the mobile and keep it in the backside. And you have to make sure it is visible that below the table, inside the room, you have to show the complete room. No one is there. There's no third device. One more thing very important for this exam is that if you are using an earphone or a headset, it should not be a Bluetooth one. It should be a wired headset. You have to make sure you're presenting real exam scenario condition and you're telling them that you are not cheating by providing all these requirements to them. And once you have done the setup, you have to show your ID and everything. Once you have done that, you are ready for the exam. You just have to click dialogue 1 and it will be played here. Okay, and then you have to click dialogue 2. And then once you finish the exam, you will be able to exit the exam. Mostly 10 minutes or 12 minutes are there, which people use that 10 to 12 minutes. And one more question, which I can see, there could be long segments, yes, as well. And the long segments could be any length, which is like, you can see 35 words long segment could also be there. So the question will begin with the shorter segments. In the middle part, there will be longer segments. And in the end, there will be again shorter segments. Total segments will be approximately 14 to 15 segments, which you have to translate. Out of them, 7 or 8 could be in English or 7 or 8 could be in Lotte. You need to translate in both of the languages perfectly correct. If you do any grammatical error, if you do any deductive marking, it will be a fail. Right. Any other question? Any other thing you want to discuss apart from Proctor exam? The length of the question we discussed. Idiomatic translation we discussed. Important vocabulary can be seen on CCL Tutorials mobile and app. Yeah. Any other doubt? You can post in the chat box or raise your hand. Okay. Yes, I would also request you before we end the session. I would also request you that there's a giveaway in the session. So you all can show that the giveaway is very simple. You can just click on the link to benefit and to check the giveaway. And you will be given some important giveaways. Please do not forget to fill in the form for the reviews. If you like the session, do give your reviews. If you can help us to improve as well, please post your reviews in that. The link is there in the chat box. And finally, not the least, but a very important thing, I would like all of you to click on the link if you wish for a free visa counseling session. We are also providing a free visa counseling session, and you have the link in the chat box. Please click on that. There will be one selected. You can just click on the link and fill the form. The team will contact back to you. So feedback form is there. Please do fill in that, and a giveaway is also there. So please click on that and check that as well. And before we end the session, just the last thing which I would like to say here is that it was nice to have you all here. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. We at CCL Tutorials we aim to serve our customers with the perfection. We would like to tell you that regarding NAATI CCL exam, you can contact CCL Tutorials through many platforms, and we will be there and we'll be happy to help you in this journey. Many people have cleared this exam. Most people get their result very soon. The result will be out after the exam in 4 to 6 weeks. Most people get it in 10 days. So you can clear this exam, claim 5 more points, and go through the examination pattern very easily from the comfort of your home, and you will be able to book the exam according to your preferable date and time, as it is done from the home. So the slot is available. You can book for it. Right now, the slots are full booked, so it could go along. So make sure you book it in advance and cover the topics and understand the technicalities. You can approach to us, to the tutors. They are in the Telegram group as well for the respective languages. All the tutors are there. Please post your queries and dialogues in the group and contact us through the team. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm Rini Mehta from CCL Tutorials Aussies group. Thank you for joining. It was a very lovely session, and thank you for your valuable feedback, what you are providing it to us. We'll see you again in the next session like this.